Zoom in on this fellow in case he runs away, and it's the last chance we have because I can see a little puppy dog coming along, and I'm really worried that we're going to lose him and he's going to run away. Stay there, fella, stay there. We're going to come back and see him when the tour starts, but I just wanted to make sure that you all got a chance to see him. Now, I know that I'm on 2 bars at the moment. I have tested the signal around the site and it's been absolutely fine. And of course, this morning I get here and I'm getting a low signal. But anyway, we're going to move away from him because you've all had a chance to have a look at him, and we're going to come back to him later when the tour actually starts. But I wanted all you guys that jumped on early to have a chance to actually see him. We're going to go over closer to him in a little while. All right, who's joined me this morning? Hi, Linda. Hi, Leslie. Hi, Anne. Hi, Laura. Hi, Marta. Hi, Pam and Eli the cat. Hi, Margaret. Hi, Barbara. Hi, Karen. Hi, Sybil. Hi, Mary. Hi, Karen. Hi, Jenny. Faye, Sharon, Bronwyn, Joanne, Una, Louise, Linda. Hi, everybody. All right. I'm going to keep an eye on him over my shoulder and make sure we don't lose him. But since we've still got a few minutes before we start, let me just wander around over here. Yeah. Good morning, everybody. Hi, Adrian. Hi, Dawn. Hi, Tariq and the Bears. Ollie and Jimmy, I haven't seen you guys for ages. And we have one little fellow behind me, but I'm not going to show him to you just yet. Hi, Judy. It's a foggy morning here in Hartley. Oh. All right, okay. Looks like the chase is on. Where's he gone? We're not going to get run over by a car doing it, though. He was literally just there, wasn't he, guys? Who saw him? So where will he have gone to? You saw him, didn't you, Sybil? Hi, Jane. Hi, Julie. He was literally standing right there in front of the church. So we're going to have a little wander through here and see if we can see where he's gone to. So while we walk, let me tell you a little bit about where we are. As I said, I know we're a couple of minutes early. We're in Hartley Village, which is about 130 kilometres west of Sydney. Hi, Wendy. Hi, Jill. Hi, Judy. We had a kangaroo standing right here just a moment ago. I'm so glad that I pointed the camera at it before he hopped away. But now where's he gone? That's the presbytery. We're walking alongside St Bernard's Church. Where did you go, mate? All right, he's not round there. We know he's in the area, so we're going to keep looking. Oh, I found him. I found him. He's just behind this tree here. There we go. He's a big boy too. All right, so this is an eastern grey kangaroo. I'm going to tell you a little bit about the differences. Let's get around the other side and see if we can get a clearer image of him. Sorry, I'm zoomed in. Let's get back here. All right. Okay. Let's come around here. He's decided to hide, hasn't he? Where's all your mates, mate? Oh, there he is. He's looking right at me. Let's zoom out a little bit and see if it helps. How's that? Is that any better? Oh, excellent, Janice. All right, well, there he is. Look at him. I'm pretty close to him. It's the zoom, yeah, I think so. So we might not zoom in. I'm pretty close, actually. I'm only about 4 or 5 steps away from him. So good morning, fella. Where's the rest of your family, though? All right. So it's ticked over. Oh, good morning. You can see me crouching down. My name's Lynn, for anyone who hasn't done a tour with me before. And let me just do this. That's a bit better. Good morning, everybody. My name's Lynn. We're here in Hartley, just on the other side of the Blue Mountains. And we're looking at a kangaroo. Before we begin, I would like to acknowledge that we're meeting today on the traditional lands of the Wiradjuri people, and pay respects to their elders, past, present, and emerging. And there we go. Here's this big boy here. It's not a tame kangaroo, as far as I know, unless this whole town is part of the National Parks and Wildlife. It's managed by them, and we'll walk around the town in a moment. So, hi there, mate. You're not bothered by me, are you? I thought you were going to run off. But you're fine. You're absolutely fine with me standing here. Good morning to everyone who's joined. Is that a growl? Please don't growl at me. I don't want you to growl at me. This is an eastern grey kangaroo. And kangaroos, of course, are members of the macropod family of mammals. Where's the rest of the mob? That's my question too, Jane. Where's your mates? In the Blue Mountains, we have something like 60 species. Yes, I really do not want him to kick me, so please don't growl. Be happy. Be nice. I'm no threat to you, I promise. In the Blue Mountains, we have something like 60 species of mammals, and around about 26 of those are marsupials. And marsupials, of course, are animals that suckle their young in a pouch. Of the macropods in the Blue Mountains, we have 5 species. We have the eastern grey kangaroo, which is what we're looking at here. So let's have a look. We have here the eastern grey kangaroo. And for anyone who hasn't done a tour before, we also have the common wallaroo. Kangaroos like to be out in the open grass, although this one seems to like being under a tree as well. Basically, they graze on grass, and then during the daytime they will sort of seek shelter under the tree line. And a beard, yeah. So the wallaroo is similar size to a kangaroo. Then we have wallabies, and we have the swamp wallaby. Wallabies are about half the size of kangaroos, and they have different variations in colour, so you can see the redness through the pelt there. And we also have the redneck wallaby. So as I said, the main difference between a kangaroo and a wallaby is size, and the wallabies are about half the size of a kangaroo, which can get up to about 2 metres in height. Wallabies also graze at head height, so they'll nibble on shrubs, whereas the kangaroo grazes on grass. Now, I'm quite happy if you stay right over there, mate. It's a pity he's hiding behind the branches, isn't it? There we go. There we go, that's a bit better. Um, Look, I think it's uncommon for them to come into your garden and cause too much of a havoc. More of a problem are the birds, like the lyrebirds and the brush turkeys. Hi, Ronnie Lynn, and hi to everybody else who joined while I was talking and keeping an eye on old matey here, making sure he wasn't feeling threatened by me. I saw Christine joined and Memphis Paul. Who else? Mo joined, and to anyone else I missed, and I apologise. I'm actually going to do a little wander around the town, and we're going to go up to the top of the hill here, where I'm hoping to see more of the mob up there. I can't believe that he would be out on his own. I don't want him to feel trapped either, because there's a fence over there. So we're going to move away from him so that he doesn't feel like he's got nowhere to go. We'll come back at the end of the tour and just check on him. So let's go for a little wander around the town first and see if we can find any more kangaroos. I'm going to keep an eye over my shoulder too and make sure he's not following me. I'm glad we found him. I was really worried when we came into the churchyard after spying him from across the road for a full 10 minutes. And he was gone. He vanished. Anyway, so this is the presbytery attached to St. Bernard's Church. It's now accommodation, overnight accommodation. My feet are soaking wet. There's a heavy dew on the ground. It's really misty this morning. Hi, Terry. Hi, Abe. I think I said hi, Abe. I'm not sure. Across the road here is the old courthouse. Hartley was once a major hub between Sydney and Bathurst and the goldfields. So the courthouse was quite a busy little place with convicts and thieves and drunks, all manner of misdemeanor carried on and adjudicated over here in the courthouse, built in the colonial Grecian style. Anyway, this beautiful gum tree stands out the front of it. And there's 3 entrances to the courthouse. One was for the magistrate, one was for the public, and one was for those whose fate was being determined. Okay, I can see that my signal is still down at 1 bar, hoping it'll come good again. As I said, I tested it last week and it was absolutely fine. Hi, Annie. So this is the main Great Western Highway. Most of the town was built in around between the 1830s and the 1850s. And it fell into decline once the train line went through. So you can see here the back of the courthouse. I'll just come down here a little bit in case anyone wants a postcard. So anyone who's joined after I started, we have seen a kangaroo. We spent a little bit of time standing there watching him, and we are going to go and climb to the top of this hill where I saw a lot of the same evidence of kangaroo grazing when I was here the other day. And with any luck, we'll come across some more. Whether or not we do, we will return and see if this male kangaroo we just saw is still there. So here we get a glimpse of the old town with the St. Bernard's Church here on the left with its presbytery. Next to that, right literally next door, is the Farmer's Inn. Then Ivy Cottage, and that used to be the magistrate's cottage, the police magistrate. On the other side of Ivy Cottage, which is privately rented now, 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom, $330 a week, just in case you're interested. Next to that is the old Shamrock Inn. So apparently the police magistrate wasn't too happy with the fact that he had inns on either side of him. So that's the two. That's the two there. The fog's starting to burn off, that's right. So you can see we've got blue sky once it does. And down here to the left is the old post office. The town revived briefly when tourism through to Jenolan Caves ramped up. So it went into decline after about 1860 when the train line went through. And then it ramped up because the only way to get to Jenolan Caves is by road. I'll quickly show you, if you'd like to take a postcard, of this, go right ahead. And that's something you can have a look at later if you like. The houses aren't actually, there's no one here. It's literally a historic monument, the town itself. Nothing's actually occupied on a permanent basis. This is the old post office. And then over in the back there is where we're headed. That's called Kui An Tor. It's a big granite rock. I was here with my daughter doing the test signal, and we saw a falcon flying from the top of that rock. Let me see, can I zoom in on it? But we're heading that way anyway. The currency, Joanne, we have Australian dollars. And whereabouts are you located, Joanne? Okay, so fingers crossed, everybody, that we stumble on more kangaroos as we climb up to Kui An Tor. There's also a sculpture walk up here. Hi, Joel. You're in New York. Okay, so tell your 9-year-old that $1 will buy approximately $1. What is it, about $1.30, I think. It's around about 70 cents Australian to $1. Okay, so from up here we'll be able to look down over the town. Oh look, there is the kestrel or falcon or whatever it is. What are you, mate? Someone here can tell me. Look at him. Look at you. Is that a very clear picture? I'm hoping it's a clear picture because we're down at 2 bars. Beautiful. Good morning. What a catch. So this is where he is in relation to me. Literally just across this stretch of grass, I'm on a path. This is where he is in relation to me. I think so, Sandy. I think so. I'm going to zoom in on him again. There we go. Oh, he's just flown off. Just flown off. Where's he going? He's going up to the top of that poplar tree, I think. I think I saw him go in there. Judy, I think it's a peregrine falcon. All right, there's more evidence on the path here. One kangaroo can't do all of that, I'm sure. There must be others. Just kind of, see, they blend in. They blend into the background. That could be another one over there, or it could be a rock. All right, so behind the big rock here, if I zoom in, over there, there's two little grey lumps. They could be kangaroos, but we're going to walk up that way. So let's see. Let's see if they are. I confess my eyesight isn't brilliant. But we've seen one kangaroo, one peregrine falcon. Before I started, I saw a bunch of rosellas. So fingers crossed that we'll get to see them again as well. Hi, Olga. Beautiful misty morning. Look at the sun shining through across the grass here with the dew. Yeah, I'm going to go with my eyesight's pretty bad. I don't think that was a kangaroo. Let's look out. Here we are. There's the tor. I'm so glad I got to see that one kangaroo before we started. Otherwise, none of you would have believed me, would you? It's a very pretty town. That over there is, it's called the Talisman Gallery. And he does beautiful work in blacksmithing. So he works with coloured glass and iron and forges beautiful sculptures. And there's a sculpted trail that walks through this sort of little valley back up to his studio. You might be able to see if I zoom in. There's one of the pieces. Look, my finger's going to look huge here. It's one of the pieces in the middle of the green path there. In its heyday, there's 17 buildings remaining, and one of them is occupied, as far as I know. Ronnie Lynn, it is. It's so inspiring. It's beautiful here. Thank you, Anne. Thanks for your support. I appreciate it. Okay. Let's keep walking. We're 22 minutes in. I'm going to go back to the churchyard at the end. If we see no other wildlife, we'll hopefully see old mate still hanging around when we get back down there. There used to be some gardens in the courthouse, I think, Judy, but I'm not aware of any gardens as such. I'm going out to Rydal to do the daffodils tour in a couple of weeks. That's just outside of Lithgow, about another 20 minutes, I think, from here. The Rockaroos, yes. So I'm glad everyone's got a sense of humour. So there's the old post office where we came through the gate and saw the peregrine falcon. There's a row of cherry trees just alongside the highway there that you might be able to see. And that building on the right is called Old Tralee. So the Irish family that built that house in, I think it was about 1835, named it after where they came from in Ireland. Okay, so here's the tour, the granite marbles sitting on top of the hill. I'm not going to clamber over to them. It's there's a lot of thistle and blackberry in there that would grab my ankles and make me fall over. Yes, Gregory, it was Old Tralee, T-R-A. I'm not sure if it has an H in it or not, T-R-A-L-E-E. So this information board talks about Cox's Road. Cox was the first person to mark a road over the mountains. We have lots of snakes, Sandy. He forged a road across the mountains and opened the way west for society, for the colonizers to move out to the west. All right, well, there's no kangaroos up here, so I will head back down. We'll talk a little bit more about the town as I go. Head back to the churchyard. And hopefully we'll be able to get you some more postcards. I'll make a short detour to the start of the sculpture trail. It was always going to be hit and miss, to be honest, whether we'd see kangaroos today or not. Luckily, we saw one. Thanks for the follow, Joanne. Yeah, I'm glad you're enjoying the views. I did know that it was beautiful countryside, and definitely, even if we didn't see kangaroos, I don't know if you can see this. There's a whole bunch of spider webs with dew on them that are being lit up by the sun. Can you see them? Let's see, I might just zoom in a little. What did I miss, Ronnie Lynn? Oh, I do not want to fall over. The birds are making lovely bird song this morning as well. Here we go. We can zoom in on this one. Is it in focus? I think it is. Okay. Oh, well, I'm glad I accommodated you, Anne. I was actually hoping that if we didn't see kangaroos, that we might see an echidna, but we lucked out there as well. Well, here's another one. Here we go. I don't know the answer to that, Sharon. I guess it's possible. That would explain, I guess, why he's out on his own. Of course, they fight for supremacy like deer and other male animals do. This path is really uneven. It's that kind of soft rubber stuff. So it's kind of spongy, but the tree roots are growing underneath it. So you get unpredictable ups and downs, which makes it a little bit disconcerting. Hi, Sonia. Okay, so we're going to do, as I said, we'll do a little bit of that sculpture walk. There's the tour again in the background. Apparently it was an important meeting place between the Wiradjuri people and the Darug and Gundungara people. I just saw movement over there. Oh, the falcon's back. Now, where's he going this time? He's going into the top of that poplar tree again. I don't know if we'll be able to see him though. He just, I think it's over on the right there, but obviously not clear enough to see. So a female kangaroo apparently can be almost permanently pregnant. And she produces two kinds of milk to suit the needs of a newborn and a joey that might still be in the pouch. So she can actually have two ages in the pouch at the same time. What also is interesting about the wildlife of the Blue Mountains is, I think I mentioned that there's around about 26 different species of marsupial. There's about 25 different species of bat, which I find astounding. Here we go, here's one of the sculptures. Let's see if I can get the tour in frame with that sculpture. There we go, almost. So there's another sculpture behind it, two sculptures there, and the tour. Hi, Elizabeth. And it looks to me like some of the sculptures have been nicked, which is a bit sad. There's a couple of the stone plinths have nothing on them. There's another one with the Q, it's KEW-Y-AN or 8HN, QEAN Tour. Oh, so I'm zoomed in, just noticed. There's an empty plinth. Why do people do that? And it's very sad. Why do people steal stuff? So there's this little sort of creek running through here. I can hear frogs. TOR, which basically means like a rocky outcrop, top of a hill. That's it there. See, down here I've got 3 bars. Beautiful signal. Whereas over in the churchyard was down to 1. This is pretty. And I don't think we'll go up to the gallery, but I might be able to zoom in on it from here. Very rustic. There it is with the mist behind it. Hi, Barbara. We've seen one kangaroo, Barbara, and we're going to go back and see if we can see if he's still there where I left him. At the moment, we're just looking at a sculpture trail. There's another sculpture just over there on the path. I can hear kookaburras. Okay, come back out. And this one has the spirituality. Is that what it is? Is this the spirituality symbol? I think it is. Oh, thanks, Deborah. Would have been a bit boring just standing there for 45 minutes watching that one kangaroo, wouldn't it? So we're headed back over there. That's where the presbytery and churchyard are. The creek's in the way. We have to go around. But we found that kangaroo just sitting under those, I think they're cherry trees. So let's go back over there and see if he's still there. Here's another rustic old building. I'm not sure what this is. I assume that buildings like this would have been possibly used for storage, perhaps. Here's this knot again. Let's find a plain background to put it against. Something like, can I get down low enough? Oh, it's a bit tricky. My knees don't like it much. There we go. That's as low as I can go. Maybe feet. Yep, Christine, could be. Oh, thanks, Joanne. I appreciate the support. Whereabouts, Gwendolyn? Whereabouts did you stay? Thanks, Anne. Always very grateful. I do appreciate it. So I'm guessing that these trees would have been, or are, I think they're still alive, probably apple trees. Hi, Robert. Hi, Tiffany. And thank you, Sylvia. I appreciate it. You went to Katoomba? Excellent. I do tours in Katoomba from time to time if you're interested in recapturing those moments. Let's have a look at the presbytery through the trees. Thanks, Sylvia. Okay, we're down to 1 or 2 bars, so I'm worried that we're going to get too much pixelation if I go in too close. Thank you, Lynn. 48 years ago. Well, I can tell you that Katoomba has changed a lot. You're welcome, Sandy. This is all going to be coming out soon. Some sort of vine. You can see the buds appearing on the branches. So this will be covered in green very soon. It's called a slab shed. Not sure exactly what that means, but it's a heritage building as well. The timber slab shed prior to construction in 2005. Reconstruction, I'm sure that means. So it was basically derelict. And they've rebuilt it. That's this building here. Yes, I should allude to that, shouldn't I, Jane? It's the first day of spring here in Australia, because in Australia we go by the first of the month, not the equinox, as they do in, I think the US and Europe do it by the equinox. So who knows that silly little rhymes? The spring is sprung, the grass is riz. I wonder where them birdies is. The little birds are on the wing. No, that's absurd. The little wings are on the bird. I just saw a couple of crimson rosellas fly into the top of that big old gum tree, but we won't be able to see them. It's too far away. But there's the courthouse behind the gum tree. You haven't heard the second part of that, Michelle, and I honestly can't tell you where I learned it, probably at school. It's a silly rhyme, isn't it? All right, before we go back into the churchyard, I'm going to test the resilience of my my signal. I could be tempting fate here, Our kangaroo was over in the back corner between those two buildings, so we'll go back in there in a little while and see if he's still there. Yes, you guys go by the equinox. And for some reason we decided to go by the 1st of September for spring and the 1st of December for summer. This is the newest building in the town. It's an old garage built in about the 1940s. It's Golden Fleece, one of the fuels. We don't actually have that particular brand of fuel any longer. This building is now used, hired out for weddings. And this is the old Farmers Inn, which is now the information centre, information office. And next to it is Ivy Cottage, which is where the police magistrate once lived. That's the entrance to the Talisman Gallery. The Magic of Metal, he calls himself. So that's his workshop up there. Ivy Cottage is privately rented. And since it's the National Parks and Wildlife that manages the town, I'm assuming that it's rented from them. This is a derelict building, the old Settlers Arms Inn. Shamrock Inn, Settlers Arms Inn. That's a completely different heritage building and completely different part of the outskirts of Sydney. So there we go, that's the old Shamrock Inn. And you used to have, back in the day, you used to have people on their way to the goldfields would stay in places in the Shamrock Inn and the Farmers Inn. All right, so let's go and see if that kangaroo is still in the churchyard. What did I miss? What did Carl say? Where's Carl? I can't see Carl's message. Okay, so we'll go up this way. And we'll skirt around. Oh, I'll go this way. All right, keep an eye out for him, guys. Tell me if you spot him. He was over there in that corner when we were here before. And if he's gone, I can't imagine where he's gone to, because we've literally circled the town. Oh, there he is. He's lying down. He's having a rest. Here we go, everyone. So you've had enough to eat, have you? Yeah? Satisfied? Excellent. Pretty chill. Just having a nice rest on the grass now. All right. How's the quality of the image? Shall I chance zooming in? I'm not going to get any closer to him. He sure is posing. All right, let's try. We'll go one. It's not clear, Mo. Oh, okay. All right, I don't want to risk. I'm getting thumbs up and are not clear. All right, good now? All right, let's go one at a time. There's one level of zoom. Each step, I'll wait for a thumbs up from you if I see a excellent. All right, we'll go one more. Thanks, Abe. Appreciate it. Sun's coming out and lighting him up beautifully. One more. Yeah, I always find that helps Mo. Beautiful. Aren't you gorgeous? You're such a poser. One more. Yeah, I think so, Louise. He could be on a front cover or centerfold. What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing there? All right. Thank you, Sybil. Thanks for the support. I appreciate it. All right, everyone. I'm zooming out again now. Kangaroo times. Playboy centerfold. Yeah. He's not too bothered. He's alert. He's he knows I'm here and he's keeping an eye on me. I'm going to head back out to the front gate in front of the courthouse and I'll say goodbye to you all there. Oh, this is where my feet got very wet last time. Now, don't forget, everyone, especially all you people who have fond memories of Katoomba, that, what time is it now? Quarter past 8. Just trying to figure it out from the timer. Thank you, Sandy. 8:15, I think it is. So in about 2 hours, just under 2 hours, I'm going to be riding the scenic Skyway. 8:15, thanks, Judy. I don't actually get the time display on my phone while I'm doing a tour. All I can see is how long my tour's been running. So I'm riding the scenic Skyway, starting at 10 o'clock my time, which is just under 2 hours from now. And I promise you, it is an amazing experience. I highly recommend coming along to that. Thank you, Yvette. I am very grateful for all your support. I appreciate it. All right. Oh, excellent. See you there, Karen. And I noticed somebody else said that they'll meet me there as well. I'm looking forward to seeing you all there. That'll be fabulous. Okay, here's the courthouse. One last. Oh, thank you, Sandy. One last view of the courthouse before I turn around and say goodbye to you all and head back up the hill to Katoomba. All right. How good was that? At least we saw one kangaroo. I mean, wildlife is never a sure thing, is it? Well, not usually. Thank you all for joining me. I'm happy to have you along on all my tours always. And hopefully I'll see you again soon in Katoomba. All right. Thank you, Karen. Thanks for the support. Bye for now. One last shot of the cherry blossoms.